What is going on, everybody? My name is Northy, and tonight I've got myself a little bit of a review to go through. Obviously, it is a Tuesday. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I've been trying so hard to keep up with Northy's month of Teamcoach. I got a video out that I really have been struggling to get together, so that's been taking a lot of time. Obviously, real life in general, I've got things to do outside of playing Teamcoach and making videos and stuff like that. So I am going to go through the review here. It's going to be a bit of a late upload, but it's alright. We'll be okay. Still going to get through where we need to as we get closer and closer to the end of the season. Now, round 21. Honestly, not as big as I thought it was going to be. And it's both positive and negative. You would like to see yourself go up a few more spots, but didn't happen for the most part. But nothing terrible really happened. I just think just a few missed opportunities and some things we need to get better at as we go towards the end of the season. But we go over to star powers, and first off, it looked like it was going to be okay. Carlton didn't have a terrible game. At least that's what I thought. 66. As Jai, again, every single week I don't pick him, he gets 100 points. That's literally how it's been over the last month. Jai Simpkin has just been unreal when I don't pick him, and then really bad when I do. But Noah Anderson is the other negative, unfortunately, sitting here with 67. Just a rare poor game from him. But Luke Parker ended up being a decent pick, getting 99 game points from him. Times 2 gives us about 198, so that was good. Bonds with a bit of an game, but of course, the dude that we just got, Clayton Oliver, gets 123, so that would have been really helpful. And then Rory Laird does Rory Laird things, getting 100 points. Rory Laird is the safest pick at the moment. He is just the safest pick. I don't know what I'm going to do in terms of the rest of the team for the rest of the season. Again, I'm just too scared to change anything now, because I feel like if I do, it's just going to bite me back, and I'm really not keen on it. Especially considering we look at the ladder, I went up a spot. There's a lot of people here in the top 15, 20 that seem to have done really well. Shout out Blue Bagger, long time person who's been subscribed to the channel. Good to see you getting yourself a prize card in at rank 41 now. Good on you, mate. I know Bomber Jason 2 is Jason Collectibles again, but a lot of interesting things here to look through. 2 838s, so 2 people tied for first. 5 people over 800 with 2 points off it. That's pretty good too. And we had a 703 point round. So if we look down towards the bottom here, we were 16 points off of a prize card. Don't know why there's so many, why someone who was 35th got one, but just one good change and we would have gotten over the top. The 200 points from Parker and 200 points from Laird pretty much both got us to 400. Bonds got us to about 560, something a little over 560, I think. Then these guys let us down. If we had just picked Simpkin, we would have gone over. If we had picked Smith, we probably would have been close to going over. If not, we would have gone over. One change and we would have got a prize card. But that's just the game. That's just the game. And as much as it frustrates me, I just can't pick Simpkin. I can't do it. He's playing so well as of late. But there's something inside that tells me the minute I pick him, he's not going to do anything, and I'm really scared because that's happened so many times with so many different players. I don't know who to pick coming up into these next rounds, but nonetheless, we got one spot. We're still in the top 5, which is good, and we have number 6 here. Burgers is the name. We are currently 134 points in front of them, so we do have some breathing room in the top 5. However, we don't want to give anybody the chance. We want to get ourselves in that top 30 as many times as possible. An 800 point week is really where I'm aiming for these next 2 rounds, because I think if we can do that, even an average performance will get us over the line and let us finish in the top 5 for star powers. However, it's going to be a really tough ask. We're going to try our absolute best to do it. We'll see how it goes, but 56th for the week in terms of all players. Let's see whether we can change that up in the next round. But we go over to top team now. This week started so excitingly. The Collingwood versus Melbourne game delivered, as all Collingwood games seem to do, and the massive stage for the game. The game was set to be a really good one. And thankfully for us, Max Gawn delivered 140 points. That was amazing from him. Jared Witts, he also had a good game, so if we stay with him, things would have been good too. Nankervis with 129. There's 4 ruckmen in here again. I think we had 5 last week, as a lot of them had 90. But Here we go. 4 with 100. Make it 5 technically with Oscar McInerney. He's only 2 points off. May as well give it to him, but Mac's gone. We still picked out the best one. Really, really good. Then we go to the midfield. Rory Laird with 102. He remains consistent for us. Clayton Oliver with 123 in there as well. Not many great midfielders this week. Trent Cotchin being one of them. Swallow being one of them. 2 probably unlikely picks for a lot of people. Dunkley could have been picked. Oliver probably was picked by a fair few. And then we got Crouch, who, maybe. But Petraka, 99. Parker, 99. Neil, 97. Brayshaw, 95. A lot of really average games from people. But we go to the forward line. This is where it could have gone poor for us. Maybe some people picked Kennedy for his last game. I'm not too sure. But Kennedy had a really good one. Jesse Hogan had himself a massive game. Just marks all over the place. Essendon couldn't stop him. Zach Bailey with 99 points. Lobb with 98. Himmelberg 94. I think a few expected. Like Bailey, Lobb has been pretty good this season. Himmelberg now in the back line gives himself more opportunities. He kicked a goal as well. And I can confirm he was playing the back line. The dude was playing in the back line. I just wasn't too sure the previous week without watching the game where he was playing. But he's kicked a goal in 2 straight games playing from the back line. One in a not so good game and one in an absolutely amazing game if you're a Giants fan. Beating Essendon, making him look average again. Harry Himmelberg doing well. Bolton probably expected. Heaney probably expected. Smith is doing alright. Lots of somewhat expected names. However, Bontempelli being this far down is probably not that expected. And it's pretty disappointing to know that even with the incredible season Bonts continues to have, maybe not as good as previous seasons, but still a pretty good season. Tom Stewart, though, is absolutely where this entire thing went wrong. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I wasn't watching the game, so I don't know whether he got hurt or whether he just wasn't involved. But the Cats beat the Saints convincingly, and at the same time, Stewart was barely needed. We picked Sicily a few times, and that would have been great for us. Sicily is the player who seems to get the most amount of, average 100-point scores for the year. However, sometimes you don't want to play risk. You don't want to play so conserved like that. However, this week definitely would have paid off if we did so. 103 points, 7 1%ers, 8 marks. It's the 1%ers that get him over the line, man. And when he averages 8 and 8 marks, you can almost gather that he's going to get himself a 100-point game every single week almost. So a little disappointing that we couldn't find ourselves a good backman this week. And not only that, a really poor backman, because we check the ladder here. We finished 90th with 377. We could have picked a backman who had 80 with the Max Gorn game that we had, and we still would have had, and we would have gotten to 400. Even though we wouldn't have gotten the top 10, 400 would have been amazing. But the good thing for us is that no one in the top 100 made it into no one in the top 100 even made it close to the top 10 this week, which is quite surprising. Like, you look in the side here, I have not seen a 115 here in so long. I don't even know if that's happened before, but that is so strange. We've been seeing some really top performers make it to the top 10 as of late. So maybe caught a break, I'm not too sure. We had a decent game. And we stick with rank 4, which is great. We'll take that every day of the week. However, I think top 4, there's not much really we can do with top 4 in terms of end of season prizes. We'll find out very soon, but I'm hopeful that there'll be some end of season prizes somewhere for us. I'm praying for it. But top 4 was promising with Gorney and then just fell apart after Bonts and Tom Stewart. It was very unfortunate. Wish it could have gone better, but that's okay. We go to top 18 though, and there are some decent ones. Sicily, we did have a back line for the top 18. We had Jordan Dawson in there as well, who was pretty good. Whitfield was surprisingly good. We got the wrong giant in there. We got Sam Taylor, who did have 73, which is okay. He looked very off at one point. Very, very off at one point. But nonetheless, ended up getting 73, which is okay. It's near his average. Paddy Cripps, we won't be seeing him for a while, it looks like. He does have currently a 2-game suspension on the card because I have challenged the tribunal. But we'll see how Paddy Cripps goes with that. Just unfortunately not the greatest game for him or for Carlton in general. Just not very good for them. We've already gone through the ruckman, but Zach Merritt, man, 48. After the amazing week he had the previous week, to get 48 is disgusting. He was invisible at times. Just so strange to see him barely show up. Jack Steele with 79 as well. The disposals let him down, below average marks, and bang on average for tackles. It doesn't even look like a bad game, but I guess that's just what happens when you're up against Geelong. It's a bit of a tough ask. But we go to Callum Mills, 82 points. not necessarily needed as much. Again, they're up against North, and for some reason, I just can't pick anything good North related right now. Teams playing against North, team players in North, can't pick anything good about them. I can't find the little thing this season with North Melbourne. I really can't. But nonetheless, I don't need to go through Laird. We've seen Laird plenty of times. I want to quickly go through a bit more of the backline because this was very surprising. Since Sinclair, below average, not that far, so we can't blame him too much. We went through Stewart. Bloston, I think, was one of the worst backmen of the week, 31. He was the second worst backman to Brodie Smith, who was very recently the best backman of the week. So that goes to show sometimes, it just, like, you don't know when things will happen. Only the 8 disposals, 2 marks, and a 1%er. I'm not sure whether he got hurt. I cannot remember, but that is a very odd game from Nick Vlosten for sure. We go to the forward line and a bit better. We had ourselves a lot of better performances all round. No 100-point performers, but you see here, we look at the top and we've got a fair few of them. We've got Himmelberg, Heaney, Smith, and Moore. We go down, we've got Bontempelli, and then the last one, Cameron. Bit disappointing with only the 70. Would have been nice to maybe change him up with Shea. Shea would have been a good pick for us, I think. Would have been the most likely of changes, I think, for us, because I like having my small on-baller / high disposal forward players because they just get involved more often. And I did mention that Cameron's been going in the middle a lot more as of late, so that's why I've kept him in for so long. Himmelberg as well is a great example of a forward player turned backman in the AFL. So he's listed as a forward here, and next he'll probably get listed as a back, I'd imagine, because he does more of his damage in the back line. He gets the marks. I watch GWS play sometimes, and there was a play where I think Himmelberg had 4 marks in one play because they were just switching it back and forth, and simple stuff like that is what gets your team coach wins sometimes. As Himmelberg racks up 94 points and is our best forward in our team for the week. But we go to the ladder, 88. We stick with rank 8, thankfully. We have gone up a fair bit last week to number 8, but stay the same this week. We will not be winning. Hales has been smashing it. Hales is now 4th in star powers, 1st in top 18. I have no clue where they are in top 4, but I'd imagine they're pretty high there. Hales, I think, has been the best performer of the year so far. They've been really, really good, just solid everywhere. And I'd like to say I'm somewhere up there too. If I can stick in the top 10 everywhere, I'll be really happy. I just need to make sure I don't crumble so much. 1477 is just not a score that's going to win it for me, especially when people are gaining 200 points on me. This score could be caught up very, very quickly. Thankfully, we're a good 4,000 in front, so we won't be slipping too far behind people who do get these high scores like Rick. It's unfortunate that some people may have either started late or stopped keeping up. But sometimes that's just how it goes when people aren't as interested. I just gotta hope I can try and make as much of a catch up as possible because Hales has been unreal this season. Unreal. A 7th place finish is just not something to be like snarky about. That's a really, really good score. A good, 900 points in front? Yeah, something like that, but that's a ridiculous score for the week. I'm just glad we're sticking at rank 8. We're going to try and get over 1,500 next week. Gotta hope we can get over 1,500 because I think that'll be a good, safe margin. Probably get us near the top 50 at the very least. Let's hope for that at the very least. But that's all we've got. I would go through the tips, but I didn't do them. And I think I got like 3 out of 9. And that's not something to get too excited about. I probably got Adelaide right, Sydney right, and someone else right. I can't remember, but I don't think I did my tips for that last round, which is unfortunate. Yeah, round 20 is here, but no round 21. That's okay. Just probably Geelong, probably the Geelong game. Next week, hopefully we'll get our tips in time and actually have them up on the site. I don't know, I just kind of fell off the tips over time, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know how you guys did in your games this weekend. Shouted a few of you out because I know some of you guys really enjoy it when I do so, and you know, it's nice to see people who watch my videos succeeding, maybe based off of and influenced off of how I play and just a bit of their changes as well. It may be up to that completely, but nonetheless, I want to give credit where credit is due to the people who watch these videos. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you want to, become a member if you really, really enjoy what you see. Thank you all so much for clicking on the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.